Okay, I'm going to say something very controversial right now, all right? I agree with Donald Trump on something. Now, for those of you who watch my channel, you know I despise the man, all right? I don't agree with him on almost everything. But there is one thing that he's doing, that his administration's doing, that I actually kind of like. I actually kind of agree with. And that is taking stakes in companies. If you haven't heard, the first one that the Trump administration did this with was Intel. Intel was supposed to get money from the CHIPS Act under the Biden administration. They got some of that money. The Trump administration converted that into an equity stake. So now the US government owns a piece of Intel. That's not the only company they've done this with. They've done this with at least four other companies. So altogether, there are five companies that the US government owns a part of. Lithium Americas is another one. I can't remember the other names, but go look it up. It's a real thing. Scott Bessent was asked on an interview why they're doing this, and he said that this is strategically important for America. This makes them able to compete with China. And he said China multiple times during that interview. He kept saying, China does this, we have to do this, we can't compete with it. And that's because China has always done this. China has always had state-backed companies. Every single company over there has a little bit of government influence. It has a little bit of government stake in it, right? So this is the US admitting that the model doesn't work anymore. That their free market model just doesn't work anymore, all right? And I think that's a good thing because that is going to spread across the world. I think you will see this in more countries. I think we should see this in Canada. Prime Minister Mark Carney should take a stake in strategically important stuff like the resource companies, oil sector. We should be taking it in AI companies. If a data center is built, the government should put some money towards that and take a piece of it. And if you think about it, the government's already kind of doing this in a way, all right? The corporate tax rate in any country is kind of like the government owning a stake in a business. If the corporate tax rate is 20%, it's as good as owning a 21% stake in that company. But what you don't get is control, which allows the company to do stuff like registering in a foreign, tax haven, like going to the Cayman Islands, and then they don't pay you that money. But they still get bailouts. They still get credits like we did with Air Canada. The Canadian government took taxpayer money and just gave it to a private corporation, all right? Just gave it to Air Canada to avoid losing jobs. But what did we get in return for that? What do we get? Just another 5-6 years before they go bankrupt again, before we have to bail them out again? So why not take a piece of that company? And if you're going to do that with Air Canada, why not just keep doing it with all the strategically important stuff? Do it with the energy companies, do it with the electric companies, do it with the data centers, with the AI companies. Cohere right now should be giving a piece of itself to the government to get a state-backed organization going. All right, that's the only way it can compete because it's backed by the Canadian government. So I'm a big fan of that, and I think that is, at this stage, it's kind of inevitable if you think about it, because the left wing has always been talking about stuff like this. Bernie Sanders loves this plan. He congratulated Trump for it. And Trump on the right wing is also doing it. So right and left, we have some agreement, guys. Let's get this done.